What is this? This person is a mad genius. Hello Rivengard fans, this is Ollie aka Soul Warrior, and today's video is all about gains. Yes, we are talking about muscle. Oh no, actually we're not. Okay, sorry. We are not talking about gaining more muscle like every other fitness channel on YouTube. We are talking about how to get more gold in Rivengard, because that's what it's all about. We want to go up. The unit that we need to get some more gold in this game is the only unit with the looter ability. It is of course Yasamin. Yasamin has an effect that for some reason nobody has ever bothered to read correctly. That's why I'm recording this video. You can actually see it if you just click on the item in the game. That's how you learn most things about this game. You just click on items. And the looter ability adds 10% gold to the battle rewards for each enemy defeated. Excluding summons, that's pretty important. And objects. That's also pretty important because objects are not exactly enemies. The looter has to survive for that effect to trigger. That's also very important. So if you're trying to get more gold with Yasamin, make sure that Yasamin hangs around. There's one game mode where you're almost guaranteed to make sure that Yasamin is gonna hang around, and where there's a lot of opportunity to get some extra gold, and that is of course Treasure Beach. So to show you what you can do with Yasamin, I got together with two of my guildmates, Lord Nako and Lucky Panda. I recorded 3 Treasure Beach runs to show you 3 different strategies how you can maximize your gold income. Let's try and establish a baseline by looking at my own Treasure Beach run. In case you didn't know, before you go into the level, you can actually click on all of the items that can be found on that particular beach. And then you see if it's a steppable item, if it's an object, or if it's a summon. So you will immediately know where you need to move your Yasamin to maximize your gold income. Once you familiarize yourself with all of these different things, like XP book for example is something that you should put Yasamin next to if possible, you can go into the level. I am a big fan of running Dorga in every game mode. Yes, that includes Treasure Beach. My guildmates do not share that same opinion. They say they sometimes play Dorga. I think it depends a lot on the level and on how many units you're having. As a rule of thumb, whenever you have only 3 units, I think that one unit that can summon other units, or at least someone with a big AoE, is majorly important. We're gonna see that right now. Alright, so we start the level, we have a bit of setup, and what you might have noticed is that we didn't move all the way forward. We actually stopped a little bit away from the sea urchin because we don't want the opponent to step on the sea urchin. We want to make sure that we can maximize our income. Once that has basically been established, we can now start moving with our units. There's a crit hit, and now Yasamin is not stepping on something, Yasamin is actually stepping between those 2 items. And if you pay very close attention, let's just go back for a tiny little bit here, you can see this little gold here. You can see that little gold coin flashing at Yasamin, and that is the visual indicator for you that tells you, ooh, we just looted something. So this is, when you see this is a really good sign because it means you're making more gold. Alright, so the summon is sacrificing itself, more or less, tries to attack something. We again move in, collect 1 item, then Tim moves on the next item, and then you don't have to hold back at all. You can just go into all of the other items on the beach. Now, the summons tend to more often than not focus on the steppables, they focus on the objects and of course the opponents more than anything else. So that's why I don't mind running summons. There's a really good chance that they're not gonna decrease your looted gold too much. Yes, they're gonna pick up like an item here and there, or a gold pile here and there that you actually wanted to have Yasamin next to, but for the most part they do a pretty decent job. Now here we can see that eventually there's so much stuff happening that we need to use an AoE effect. That's basically what happens here. So Tim is making short use of all of these things that are standing in our way, and then Yasamin tries to get as close as possible to the gold piles because that's basically the setup for the next turn. Now the summon ate up 1 gold pile that I would have liked to step on with Yasamin, but I do get the other one with Yasamin, so that's not too bad. And again, I'm actually not collecting it right away. I'm saying, okay, let's move around with Dorga and with Tim. And also another personal preference of mine is to not walk with Dorga on the second to last turn, because most of the times like 3 to 4 summons is fine. Mostly 3 seems like the magic number. and then you do not want to have another summon. This is when things go wrong. You definitely never want to use the active off Dorga on Treasure Beach, by the way. That's just an indicator that you don't know what you're doing, and you should immediately stop and start listening to me, my friends, because you do not want to flood the field with summons. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to move very, very controlled and pick up all of those little gold piles. So here's the last turn. Now I'm thinking very long and hard about where to move Yasamin to get like some extra stuff. So we step on the book, we step with Tim Tim in the middle. Now we can use Yasamin's effect on Tim Tim, and then Tim Tim can use his effect to get us as much gold as possible. There was a minor misplay if you paid very, very close attention. When Yasamin was standing here, I should have first moved with Dorga here, picked up this gold pile while Yasamin was standing next to it, then moved with Yasamin and get some extra gold. But the result of all of this effort is, in the end, we are left with some big extra pile of gold. 5,397 gold. And 7,700 is what we would have made without the looter on the level. So you can tell that's a massive difference. We're talking about 66% roughly extra gold. If you're not a big fan of the summon strategy and you want to have more control over what you're picking up, we can look at the second video. This is by my teammate Lord Nako, also the guy who's like very responsible for the Rivengard wiki. He's doing like a bang-ass job there, gives you guys all the news there, all the details. He prefers this strategy, but this is only really working if you have some units that can constantly deal damage around them. In this case it's Nimrul. So we again see Nimrul just goes to town on everything that is not a steppable. Granny does the same, and Yasamin is not strong enough. Tim Tim does the same. Now look at that decision. Tim Tim moved next to Yasamin, pick up the gold pile and defeat something. The defeat was not important. The important part was that he moved on the gold pile next to Yasamin. So again, Yasamin moves somewhere, then we have Granny take out something, then we have Nimrul take out something, we have Tim Tim take out something. Nothing all too special. But there's gonna be a moment in this match where we actually see some very strategic play, and that is right here. Now look at this. There were so many options to attack here. Lord Nako could have just like went on the seashell and dealt some damage to it, but instead he moved Tim Tim out of the way, made space for Yasamin to move between two steppables, the gold pile and the sea urchin, and now he can go for the special of Tim Tim to clean out everything and again pick up some extra gold. He also even makes the most of the placement of Yasamin now next to Tim Tim, because instead of just passing play at the end of the turn, he says, well, Yasamin is not attacking anything, so I might as well just refresh Tim Tim. Also very, very smart choice. Then we see the pickups of all the other units, and then this is the second to last turn. So again, Tim Tim is moving, and he's now making sure that Yasamin is not going to end up in a corner. He wants to move Yasamin a little bit around on the map so he can increase his chances of making sure that Yasamin is standing next to some pile of gold. That kind of worked out with one pile next to Tim Tim, but now he's in a really bad situation because his Tim Tim is cornered. So the correct line of play, and he's like enforcing this perfectly, is to move Yasamin, get rid of the little vase. This didn't work out, so he just goes for the special in the corner. That's not a big loss here. Now he needs to move, then he needs to get rid of the object next to Granny. Nimrul makes short use, and then there's an attack of Granny. It wasn't strong enough, it didn't claim out on the last object, but we see he gained 5,000 extra gold, although he just picked up 5,600. That's like 90% more gold. What else can you ask for? Well, I actually got one better for you guys. This last Treasure Beach run is by my guildmate Lucky Panda, and if you've always thought that I'm taking a bit longer and I'm being too strategic when I'm playing this game, then you haven't seen anything yet, because this guy is absolutely next level. I've never seen somebody going like as strategically into a game mode that is as unimportant. I don't want to speak ill of Treasure Beach, but like as unimportant as a game mode that Treasure Beach is, as Lucky Panda. Look at this guy. He moves like very carefully at the beginning. Now we see a lot of steppables here, like everything surrounding Yasamin is actually a steppable. So Tim Tim moves on the first one, gets rid of the second one, then Yasamin needs to move between two steppable objects, but Lucky Panda is already thinking, what am I going to do on the other side? So he takes care of the object, then moves between the steppables, was my first impression here. Now he's thinking about it. He's thinking like, can I get all of these things? Because keep in mind, Bullmon can only move 2 spaces, so this is not great. So this is what happens. Then Bullmon just moves a little bit further in. The same happens with Tavarinci. And now we see a heal, also very strategic, that I keep forgetting about because I never play healers. And he's not, on purpose, not getting rid of any of the other steppables, because he's setting everything up for more and more extra gold, extra gains by Yasamin. So now he can move next to those 2 steppables. He's not stepping on any of them because he wants to make sure that he can get even more gold. So he's now thinking about, where exactly do I need to move Tim so I can get those extra gold thingies. Also, Tavarinci is really good on Treasure Beach. I had no idea. This is really interesting strategic insight for me personally, where you can see that the spillover effect of Tavarinci allows you to even grab steppables, something that I never even considered. So we see Tim move up here. He can take care of some of these seashells, or he can start dealing some damage on that chest. And then we have a lot of items in the corner. So now we need to get rid of that chest that is basically standing in the way to a lot of treasure for Yasamin. So we're again thinking about our next turn. Like I said, I've never seen anybody who is like this strategic in his entire approach to Treasure Beach, and I absolutely love it. Like, honestly, I love it so much. This is something else. Now he's using Tim on the left side, making sure that he's not picking up the items on the right side. What is this? This person is a mad genius. Then we need to get rid of this chest. It's still in the way. Can step on something, get rid of the chest, and now the items in the corner are still open, but we wait for the next turn, of course, because again,
I love gold.
And there's only one more steppable. It's so far out of reach, so we can basically dismiss this and say, okay, we're not going to get on the gold pile on the left. However, on the right side, this is looking pretty great. So Yasamin is stepping on another object. Then we see Aradel, and it's been a couple of turns, so Aradel's active is very, very powerful. The entire Treasure Beach implodes, and the next thing that is going to explode is your pocket, because you're collecting 1,350 gold out of 1,500. And we need to look at this in relative numbers. If you were to be on the last beach and you just picked up 15k gold, you would have picked up an extra 13k gold. So don't look at the numbers and be like, that's just 1,000 extra gold, that's nothing. That depends on the stage, because the looter bonus is percentage wise. So you can tell there are many different ways that you can actually play this, and be very, very careful on Treasure Beach. It depends a little bit on the units that you're having. So this is not like everybody can just run into Treasure Beach and gain so much extra gold. But you saw, it doesn't matter if you're running Nimrul, if you're running a Tavarinci, which is a unit that you can just unlock by farming. If you do happen to have a Dorga, or you're playing some other units, as long as you know what you're doing, you're like taking the very strategic approach, you can pick up some big extra gold and maximize your gains. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope this helps. I hope you guys are going to pick up some extra gold as well, and then you're going to be able to improve your units and do even better in Rivengard. And then we see each other either in the arena or on the official Discord, where I try to participate here and there, or of course on the Discord of my team, Eternal Nexus, where you can also join us and take down some legendary dragons. See you guys very, very soon.